From MCA TV and Universal City Studios in the film capital of the world, from the largest television and feature film production center, comes the most powerful array of motion pictures ever assembled for today's television audiences. 1, 2, 3. Here are just a few of the many highlights of the fabulous new Universal 1, 2, 3 from MCA TV.
What are you doing?
I'm kissing you. Do you mind?
It's Cary Grant. In affairs of the heart, he's an irresistible force. And Doris Day. In affairs of the heart, she's an immovable object. And when they meet, wow. Co-starring Gig Young, for whom nothing is ever quite right. That touch of mink, the year's most sophisticated love is fun affair. And what are you going to do? Just sit there and laugh.
Why would she go away with someone like that?
Who knows? He's a man and she's a woman.
But that's the most dangerous combination to turn loose in a motel.
Captain Newman, warmth and wit were his weapons against the war in men's minds.
You guys seem a bit depressed this morning.
Corporal Leibowitz, whose laughter was more potent than any medicine.
Somebody stole my salami.
Are you accusing one of my patients of being a crook?
Co-starring Angie Dickinson as Lieutenant Coram, who loved Captain Newman.
You read my 201?
Uh-huh.
All of it?
Oh, don't be silly. You should know no girl ever reads past the space marked married or single.
Things. I cheat at cards, I make up dreadful lies about people, and then I blackmail them.
Is that all?
Don't you come near me. And don't you get the wrong impression about what I just did.
Laurel.
I'd have put my arms around a post or a rock just then.
Laurel.
I don't trust you any more than I trust my own mother.
Laurel.
This guy, Rock Hudson, has it made. He's got his own plane and car. His own hideaway villa on the Riviera, to which he comes every September to be with his girl of the month, Gina Lola Brigida. But this time he comes in July, and guess what? His butler has turned his villa into a hotel overrun by teenage tourists.
What can happen to them? There are 4 boys and 6 girls. That adds up to 10.
Now, there's more to mathematics than adding. Those boys look quite capable of dividing and multiplying.
Miracles, 100 million miracles are happening every day.
For 2 glorious years, Broadway hugged Flower Drum song to its bosom. And now it's all here. The fascinating story laid in San Francisco's colorful Chinatown. The sparkling musical numbers. The music and songs that only Rodgers and Hammerstein could create.
Fanny was leaving her man.
starring that petite, delightful ball of fire, Nancy Kwan, star of Susie One.
I float as the clouds on air do. I enjoy being a girl. 100 billion miracles, 100 billion miracles.
Wow, what kind of art is this?
The art of love, my friend. The art of love.
Hey, that's James Garner.
Right. As the kind of a guy who'd do anything to a friend. Even steal his girl.
And Dick Van Dyke.
And Dick Van Dyke. And Dick Van Dyke. And that's Elka Summer, the beautiful shot-in-the-dark girl. And lovely Angie Dickinson. Riot as Carl Reiner.
Don't touch anybody, don't touch.
Give him here.
Hey, you win. Nicky, you fool.
Do you want to marry me? Or do you want to bother me?
Both.
He's out making money. I'm walking around here looking like Woody the Woodpecker.
Will James Garner lose his head for love? For the answer to this and other hilarious questions, see The Art of Love.
Never before has a motion picture captured with such realism the bursting fury of mobs beyond control. The pent-up fury of the lone American suddenly thrust into the heart of this seething volcano.
If we have to die again, we will die again. If we have to kill you, we will kill you. You're a Judas goat, and you're leading your country right straight to the slaughterhouse.
The last sunset, the sweeping adventure, the wild excitement of titans clashing in rivalry and revenge.
Put it away. When I kill you, it'll be face to face with both of us on our feet.
I don't think you have the right to ask me that question, Mr. Stripling.
You might just as well forget you ever saw him, because I'm the man you're gonna marry.
Feel suspense. Suspense that grips your heart in a vice. Feel fear. Numbing, paralyzing fear. Cape Fear. Starring Gregory Peck, Robert Mitchum, Polly Bergen. Cape Fear. The screen's most terrifying war of nerves.
I've seen the worst, the dregs, but you are the lowest.
How do you do? I'm Alfred Hitchcock, and I would like to tell you about my latest motion picture, Marnie. This is Mark coming down the stairs of his family home outside Philadelphia. He is a thoughtful man, dark and brooding. He is, in a sense, a hunter. And this is what he is hunting, Marnie. Seeing her in her mother's modest house, one wonders how two such different people could cross paths.
You don't love me. I'm just something you've caught. You think I'm some kind of animal you've trapped.
That's right, you are. And I've caught something really wild this time, haven't I? I've tracked you and caught you, and by God, I'm going to keep you.
James Stewart as Bulldog Sam, one of the toughest characters ever to bulldog his way into your heart.
Look out, Martha, he's still got a gun.
So have I.
In the tradition of Shenandoah, Universal presents The Rare Breed, a brawling and a busting out with all the hero-sized humanity of America's heyday. Co-starring Maureen O'Hara as Martha, who brought a new breed of beauty to the Old West.
You may bulldog a steer, but you cannot bulldog me.
The thing I'm trying to get over to you is that this trip's dangerous, and there's no telling what might happen to you in Dodge.
Send me.
No flowers.
Just send me.
And send her they do, in a tantalizing, tingling triple play from Rock Hudson to Doris Day to Tony Randall in the screen's most delightful romantic comedy, Send Me No Flowers.
God, you've got cold feet. Complaints, complaints, nothing but complaints. I could complain a little too, you know. You ever cut your toenails?
I suspected him of having an affair with another woman, that's why. And when I accused him of it, he thought he could cover it up with this ridiculous lie.
Judy, I swear to you, please let me in. I'll catch my death of cold.
Good. And be sure to give it to Linda.
Charlton Heston as the Warlord. Another magnificent characterization by one of the screen's foremost performers.
Richard Boone.
The law is where the warlord is.
Co-starring Rosemary Forsythe. Guy Stockwell. Also starring Maurice Evans. This was a time when a man, a vassal, could not call his wife his own, not even on his wedding night. For ancient and pagan law gave that right to the warlord.
You come to do us honor, my lord. To claim my right.
And one of the great films made expressly for television.
Anthony Franciosa and Jill St. John in romantic color. Ta-da!
Come on in. I've got something hot waiting for you in the kitchen.
With Nanette Fabre.
You must be dynamite.
I'm loaded. In an explosive story of action, mystery, and romance.
Good kisser. Lots of practice, you think.
Who drove it to the wall, Ben?
Fame is the name of the deadly game they play. Co-starring Jack Klugman.
Now you know why I called her. A little high-class secretarial work.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, lover, I'd love to have lunch.
I said, sure, I'd love lunch. I'll even pay for it. That's what I think of you.
Burt Lancaster. The motion picture, The List of Adrian Messenger, is a mystery. Part of the mystery will be to identify Tony Curtis, Kirkless, Robert Jim, Frank Sinatra, and myself in the roles that we play. I warn you, it won't be easy. In fact, I'll make you a bet that you'll guess wrong.
The battle of the sexes has never been more hectic or hilarious than it is in this rollicking rondelay of love, marriage, and, etc.
You're a sweet, wonderful woman, Gloria.
Gloria! Oh! Jim doesn't know it, but he's due for a big surprise.
Oh, honey, are you all right? Darling?
And talk about surprises. Wait till you see this one.
I forgot to tell you we have a pool! Oh! Bye, darling!
Most times I don't go to bed until television's all over.
Well, here you do.
Why?
Because I say so, that's why. And it's my apartment and I'm bigger than you are.
Yes, it's Tony Curtis, and he's inherited 40 pounds of trouble, which, when you're running a gambling casino, can be worse even than loaded dice.
What did we do wrong? We find a kid, we turn her over to the cops like honest citizens.
All in the police? That's terrible.
Well, now, what do you think they're going to do to her? Throw her into the drunk tank?
Co-starring Suzanne Plachette, the doll he'd really like to play house with. And introducing the 40 pounds of heart appeal, Claire Wilcox.
Did I do something wrong?
No, you didn't do anything wrong.
What do you want?
Mirage stands for manhunt, and Gregory Peck is the hunted man. Starring Gregory Peck and Diane Baker. Linked by a secret neither one knows, and a love only one can remember.
David, promise you'll love me. Promise.
How can I make any promises when I don't even know who I am?
I don't think you're nuts enough to imagine that big fella that's been following us ever since we left the bank.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if you did know what you're doing?
Yeah. Then how come I don't know what to do next?
Pretend you're James Bond. He always knows.
I'm afraid I'm a bit naive when it comes to the weaker sex.
The weaker sex? Remember this, it takes 6 men to carry a guy to his grave. It takes 1 woman to put him there. You know what's bugging you? You're scared.
All right, you're on. You seem very interested in that young lady who just checked in. Should we make her the test case?
Their honor as con men and lovers was at stake. And since everything's fair in love or war, they stop at nothing to see who'll wind up king of the mountain.
There's one thing Freddie Benson's never confused about, and that's sex. That girl's mine any time I want her. Ha!
Kirk Douglas, Mitzi Gaynor, Gig Young. Get all tangled up in a rollicking movie about the two most interesting subjects around.
Mr. Gentry, Chloe Brasher here. All my daughters are home today, and this is the perfect time for you to get that job done.
Check those daughters. The brain, the brawn, and the beatnik. Could any one man, even Kirk Douglas, do a job on all three of them for love or money?
And why not? You're a perfectly normal swinging bachelor.
Oh, come on.
In those crazy silk pajamas, va-va-voom.
Swinging?
Temptation never came in a more dangerous package.
I don't believe you.
Explosively new. Ernest Hemingway's The Killers. Lee Marvin as Charlie. Who paid him $25,000 for each killing?
Well, I gotta find out what makes a man decide not to run. Why all of a sudden he'd rather die.
Angie Dickinson as Sheila. She knew more than one way to kill a man. John Cassavetes as Johnny North, who boasted there was nothing that moved that he couldn't handle. And Sheila moved.
You have a better idea?
Unconditional surrender.
Ronald Reagan as Browning, who planned $1 million heist and got more than he bargained for.
You claim he's oversexed, and he claims you're...
Well, I'm not undersexed.
I'm sure you're not.
This time, they're competing in the mad advertising world of Madison Avenue and its madder inhabitants. To wit, Tony Randall.
You're one of the lucky ones. You were born in the...
Edie Adams, the Vip Girl.
I am not your sugar lump. And stop nibbling on me.
Jack Ogie, the well-entertained sponsor.
You have seen some of the magnificent features in the most exciting entertainment ever assembled in a television station. There are 123 superb motion pictures, 93 in glorious color, each one an entertainment spectacular that makes the critical difference.
You may think Freebie and the Bean is a hard-hitting, two-fisted police story.
I want to inform you of your rights. You're allowed to consult a lawyer.
You may think Freebie and the Bean is an exciting, action-packed chase movie. You may think Freebie and the Bean is a blazing, double-barreled shoot-'em-up.
What is this, the gunfight at the OK Corral?
You may think Freebie and the Bean is a crazy, hilarious comedy.
He has a gun! He hasn't got a gun! What do you mean he hasn't got a gun? I'm telling you, he hasn't got a gun! He's a Cadillac salesman from Detroit!
But above all, it's a love story.
James Garner and Alan Arkin
are Freebie and the Bean. Rated R. Bean is an exciting, action-packed chase movie. And it is. But above all, it's a love story.
James Garner and Alan Arkin
are Freebie and the Bean. Rated R. You may think Freebie and the Bean is a crazy, hilarious comedy, and it is. But above all, it's a love story.
James Garner and Alan Arkin
are Freebie and the Bean. Rated R. You may think Freebie and the Bean is a zany slapstick comedy. And it is. But above all, it's a love story.
James Garner and Alan Arkin
are Freebie and the Bean. Rated R.
How in the world did you guys stay alive till now?
You may think Freebie and the Bean is a tense police melodrama. And it is.
Oh, intelligence squad? You're not fit to guard the fish at the aquarium.
But above all, it's a love story.
James Garner and Alan Arkin
are Freebie and the Bean. Rated R. Freebie and the Bean is a movie with everything. It has action. It has laughs. It's a great drive-in movie. It's a tender love story. It has James Garner and Alan Arkin. It even has Valerie Harper.
So what?
So see Freebie and the Bean. Rated R.
But that creep Freebie has you peeking in, ladies?
You know,
That's disgusting.
nobody takes them.
What is it you and Freebie are doing all the time anyway?
You may think Freebie and the Bean is a heartwarming family comedy.
Now I know why you haven't touched me in 2 months. You're busy with weirdness in ladies' room.
But above all, it's a love story. James Garner, Alan Arkin, and Valerie Harper in Freebie and the Bean. Rated R.
"1963. A volcano erupts on the island of Bali. The Cuban Missile Crisis ends. But the big news of the year, Inspector Jacques Clouseau solves the case of the Pink Panther. 1964. A giant earthquake hits Alaska. The Beatles arrive in the United States. But the big news, Inspector Jacques Clouseau solves the case of a shot in the dark. 1975. The economic situation worsens. The energy crisis continues. But the big news, Peter Sellers is back as Inspector Clouseau in The Return of the Pink Panther.
How can an idiot be a policeman? Answer me that.
It's very simple. All he has to do is enlist.
The Return of the Pink Panther. Rated G.
The Swallows returned to Capistrano. MacArthur promised to return. The 40s returned. The 50s returned. The 60s will probably return. A punt return, a tax return. But the greatest return of them all is Peter Sellers as Inspector Jacques Clouseau in The Return of the Pink Panther.
How can an idiot be a policeman? Answer me that.
It's very simple. All he has to do is enlist.
He has lightning-fast reflexes. He's a master of disguise and an expert in the art of self-defense. Women adore him. Men respect him.
Idiot.
There's no spot too tight. No situation too dangerous for Peter Sellers in The Return of the Pink Panther. Rated G.
.141, take 7. Action!
While filming his new movie, The Return of the Pink Panther, Peter Sellers had a serious problem. He couldn't keep a straight face.
Excuse me. Yes? Do you know the way?
In fact, neither could anyone else.
Inspector.
Peter wasn't happy just breaking up the cast and crew. He even went after the scenery.
Sir Charles Lytton,
If you think making The Return of the Pink Panther was fun, wait till you see it. The Return of the Pink Panther, rated G. The Swallows returned to Capistrano. MacArthur promised to return. The 40s returned. The 50s returned. The 60s will probably return. A punt return, a tax return. But the greatest return of them all is Peter Sellers as Inspector Jacques Clouseau in The Return of the Pink Panther. Rated G. While filming his new movie, The Return of the Pink Panther, Peter Sellers had a serious problem. He couldn't keep a straight face.
Excuse me. Yes? Do you know the way?
If you think making The Return of the Pink Panther was fun, wait till you see it. The Return of the Pink Panther, rated G.
The Pink Panther, the world's largest diamond, has been stolen again. And there's only one man who can get it back.
I am calling an outside help. The famous French detective who recovered the Pink Panther the last time it was stolen.
Peter Sellers is Inspector Clouseau in The Return of the Pink Panther, rated G.
How can an idiot be a policeman? Answer me that!
It's very simple. All he has to do is enlist.
Women adore him. Men respect him. There's no spot too tight. No problem too sticky. For Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau in The Return of the Pink Panther, rated G. He has lightning-fast reflexes. He's a master of disguise and an expert in the art of self-defense. He's Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau in The Return of the Pink Panther, rated G.
Airplane TVs.
How did it happen? Who's responsible?
We hope you enjoy the rest of your flight. By the way, is there anyone on board who knows how to fly a plane?
Airplane.
All right, Steve, let's face a few facts.
We're flying a plane. One of the passengers. The most incredible adventure ever created.
He's coming right at us!
The big news is Airplane, rated PG. This year, the big movie news is Airplane.
Check the radar range. Anything yet?
It's about 2 more minutes, Chief. I want every light you can get poured onto that field.
Being done right now.
The most incredible adventure the screen has ever created. Stand by for Airplane, rated PG. Stand by for the most extraordinary picture of all time.
Made it! Made it! They could be miles off course. That's impossible. They're on instruments.
He's coming right at us!
Stand by for Airplane, rated PG. Stand by for the most extraordinary picture of all time.
I guess the foot's on the other hand now, isn't it, Kramer?
Bad news. The fog is getting thicker.
And Leon's getting larger.
I want every light you can get poured onto that field.
He's coming right at us!
Stand by for Airplane, rated PG.
The legend begins to grow. The magic begins to bloom. The funny girl you fell in love with becomes a lady you will never forget. Columbia Pictures presents Barbara Streisand, James Caan, Omar Sharif, Funny Lady, rated PG. magic begins to grow. The funny girl you fell in love with becomes a lady you will never forget. Columbia Pictures presents Barbra Streisand, James Caan, Omar Sharif. Funny Lady. How lucky can you get? Funny Lady. Rated PG. Streisand. Caan.
How lucky can you get?
Funny Lady. Rated PG.
Dear Mom and Dad, I know you couldn't afford to send me to a real good camp, but this is ridiculous. Yesterday we had drowning lessons. Last night we had a cookout in our cabin. Our counselor, Bill Murray, is teaching us self-defense. He's the greatest.
Meatballs. Rated PG.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, be on the lookout for Bill Cosby, Raquel Welch, and Harvey Keitel in Mother, Jugs, and Speed, a hilarious tribute to those courageous men and women who spend their days and nights driving sick people to the doctor, driving hurt people to the hospital, and driving each other crazy. That's Mother, Jugs, and Speed, rated PG.
Blazing Saddles is back.
Are you crazy? They'll never go for it. And then again, they might.
Directed by Mel Brooks.
Work, work, work.
And starring Mel Brooks.
Cop or walk.
So who else is there to blame but Mel Brooks?
Yes?
What a nice guy.
We've got to protect our phony baloney job, gentlemen. Now, who can argue with that? Ditto.
The amazing Blazing Saddles rides again. Rated R.
Announcing a special engagement of the year's most exciting movie. Starring the most talked about personality of our time.
And the candidate is Linda Lovelace.
The one and only Linda Lovelace. Linda Lovelace for president.
My name is Linda Lovelace, and I'm running for president.
There's never been a movie like this before.
I don't know how to thank you.
It's an event, a happening, a riot. Linda Lovelace for president, rated X. Announcing a special engagement of the year's most exciting movie. Starring the most talked about personality of our time.
And the candidate is Linda Lovelace.
Linda Lovelace for president? Linda Lovelace for president, rated X.
The Camels are coming, and it's one of the wildest, woolliest, funniest movies ever. Don't miss Humps, along with the short subject Benji's life story. The people who brought you Benji announced that the strangest experiment in the history of the United States Army is now one of the funniest motion pictures of all time.
My men are going to get on those camels and ride them. You got two choices, either do it or desert.
Oh dear. We seem to be off to a bit of a sticky-wicky start, what? Humps, along with the short subject Benji's life story. Don't miss them.